So I am getting ready to build myself a sacred altar. So usually when I'm going to be doing some work where I'm going to be needing to tap into my inner guidance system and to, my guides and that sacred place where I need that help, I usually will use my table, my coffee table, but I have, people come in and out, and so what I've decided to do is use a tray, and I've used it before in the past, just a wooden tray, and that way it's portable, so I can bring it out to my coffee table. And before I do anything, I'm just going to anoint it by spraying it down. And this has cinnamon and Texas cedarwood in it, so essential oils, and it's with distilled water. And I'm just going to clean it, feel that sacred place in my heart and what it's going to be used for, and just I bless this tray. I bless it for my sacred altar. So I'm in my bedroom, and I'm going to be using the top of my dresser to put my altar on. This is the place that I chose, and it's because it's a private place. I can come in here and be alone when I need to, and it's something I see every day. So I'm going to remove the things from my dresser that will be in the way. Again, this is distilled water, and it has cedarwood and cinnamon in it. And cinnamon both of them are very cleansing, energetically cleansing. And so I clean with them. I'll also sometimes just spray it into the air. And I go through my house and cleanse with this sometimes instead of saging. So I'm choosing my oils and the things I'm going to put on my altar according to the intentions I'm going to be setting, which I'm going to keep to myself, because I feel like whenever you set an intention, that is sacred. But I wanted just to share the process with you in case you want to do something similar. So the essential oil attracts wealth, it attracts good health, it attracts love and passion. There's just different things the cinnamon essential oil is good for. And then the cedar oil is very calming. It is known to stimulate the third eye, which is connected with the divine, and it calms the mind, and it just and it's also very cleansing, and it's a very high vibrating oil. Even sometimes I'll just spray it around me because it's a very light misty spray bottle, and then I'll just clean this off. I cleaned, and everything that I put on to my altar is going to be cleaned and purified with this cinnamon and Texas cedar oil. So I picked out some candles. I picked out a white candle and a yellow candle, and I made little foil holders for them because these are really tiny candles, and I don't have candle holders yet for that tiny of a candle. I put these little sticky things on the bottom. I'll see how this is going to work. But I made a little foil dish so that when they melt, when I burn them and they melt, this can catch an abalone shell. I love this abalone shell. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to stick the foil inside the abalone shell. But first, again, I'm going to clean this. Just clean the energy of it, getting the dust and the energy from that it's been picking up, because everything picks up and intermingles with energies around it. So I'm just going to kind of stick these on here. Let me see how this goes. Okay, there we have it. I don't know if you can see it there. So I have my candles picked out, and I used colors that will coincide with the intentions that I'm going to be putting out. So here I have my collection of different stones that I'm going to choose from. I even thought about doing my labradorite, but I think I'm going to keep that over. I keep it over my bed, and it's really good for absorbing negative energies and keeping the mind calm, and I think it's good to help prevent nightmares. And I wanted to recommend this. This can help you understand the different crystals that you might use on your altar. And then there's Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, and you can pick out different herbs. You can make sachets or whatever, pick out different herbs that you might want to use. I have a sage stick that I made last summer, with my sage, and so I'm going to keep that nearby if I want to do a little bit of cleansing of everything with some sage. So it's pretty much ready now, and I can pick it up and, you know, move it if I need to. I'm going to try to keep it here. Up here I'm going to hang my vision board that I created. Again, it's personal, so I didn't want, it's part of the reason I want it in my bedroom. And I have some of this spirit guides from Sun's Eye right here. I don't know, and it's called Spirit Guide and oil. And I often, like before I do any client work or, you know, preparation of different material I do, I will anoint all my chakras with this. But I will also use it to anoint the candles and the crystals and everything on here. And what's worked for me, it feels good to me, resonates with me, is that you just pick things that feel like a high vibe to you and that relate to the kind of energies that you want to bring in. So what you choose, a lot of times you're going to want it to relate to what your objective is. And I also try to include, let me see if I can get that on the camera good, all the 4 elements. So the candles bring in the fire element, and I used a little tea light here because these candles will be burned in one day, on a specific day that I haven't planned for. So I have this tea light so that I can, and I have other tea lights I can replace it with, so each morning I can visualize and my intentions and have that prayer time in that sacred space. So this brings in the earth energy. This is pine, you know, little pine cones, and so it's bringing in earth energy. Of course, all the stones, everything, the stones bring in earth energy. The water energy is brought in by the shells. I have this auger over here, and then the abalone shell. And then I have different stones that I chose, such as citrine, and I have a lavender here, and oh, I can't remember the name of this one, but it's this very calming, sweet stone that is just really good for anybody who's ever been through childhood trauma. I have a cat's eye here, and I've got a starlight here. This is a really cool stone too. This is the one that is supposed to, looks like the cross, you know, of Christ. And yeah, so I've got a smoky quartz, just different ones. This one is a selenite. Selenite's very high vibe, and it clears the energies. And same with citrine. Citrine's a very high vibe. It doesn't ever need to be cleaned and cleared. They're very high vibe stones that I chose. They'll amplify the other stones. They'll amplify the energy of the prayers and the intentions that I set as I do my sacred work. So again, let me give you a good look at that. And again, if you can find yourself a tray and a little area to set something up, you can put whatever in there that, like I'll be adding things as I go. Like I might add an oracle card from that I draw that might stand out to me that go with my intentions. Then I might add it to my altar. So throughout the next few, you know, several days until I actually burn these candles, and I will probably redo the altar again. So that's it. I'm glad I was able to share my altar with you, my sacred altar, and hopefully inspire you to make your own. Maybe you can share with us what you do for your sacred altar. I would love to hear about it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see videos like this in the future that are created to raise your vibe.